Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing? Hope you had a great week this past week. As the market gave us opportunities to capitalize on, and I hope you're able to capitalize on it as well. In this video, I want to talk about my analysis for the four major pairs: gold, euro USD, GBP USD, and GBP JPY. And I'll be starting off with gold from the weekly time frame. And as you can see, we're still around this resistance area around the 1800 level. And last week I was saying that two things would happen: either price bouncing off that level or price breaking the level to the upside to the next resistance level around the 1870 area. And as we can see on the weekly time frame, that a doji candle was formed, so meaning there was some sort of indecision, meaning that market tried to push down to the downside, and then buyers came along and then moved price back to the upside. And if we go to the daily time frame, we can see that clearly, where price tried to push down here, but again started rising when price got down to the 1765 level. And again, where we are here on the daily time frame, two things can happen really. As you can see that this area is a key area, and that is either price forming this sort of double top pattern. See, testing it there, came down, back down, and then going back up to test here again, and then bouncing from this resistance area at the 1806 area to the downside from this sort of double top pattern. Okay, or price could continue from there and bounce towards the upside when price gets down to complete this double top pattern. On the other hand, price could as well break this resistance area at the 1800 area to the top. Okay, come back to retest that area and then continue to the upside. So these are the two major possibilities that we are looking at the moment, as price has gone to test that area. Okay, so generally speaking, what I normally do in situations like this is to try and be patient, just wait to see how price reacts. Okay, so what are we waiting for really? We're waiting for price to give us any sort of bullish or bearish candlestick pattern in this major resistance area. So because this area has been tested twice now, if this area should break to the upside, it will be broken by a strong daily candle. And if that strong daily candle breaks above it, say something very similar to what we can see here, this sort of candle, right? So if this sort of large bullish candle breaks through this level there, then we should be expecting that price will continue to the upside. There may be a retracement as well when price breaks through to retest that area, this 1800 area. Then we can look for our buy trades to the upside. Again, this is a trade mostly for swing traders, so we will on the daily time frame be waiting to see how price reacts to that area. If we go down to the 4-hour time frame, there are also opportunities that we can capitalize on the 4-hour time frame. All right, and again, you can see price coming up and retesting that area, coming back down towards this level, and then going back to retest this area. When price got there, you can see price has been trying to break this area but couldn't, and price has been pushing down, so forming this sort of doji candlestick pattern. So on the 4-hour time frame, again, just like the daily time frame, we will be waiting for any sort of bullish candlestick pattern. Either price breaks it strongly and closes above that area, and then we'll be looking to take our buy trades then. If not, we just need to be patient and see how price reacts. If price gives us a bearish candle, however, and then breaks this sort of trend line that seems to be forming, then you can decide to take your sell trade from there. And if you go to the daily, the 1 hour candle, if you are a if you are a day trader, for example, this more or less could give us a good opportunity if price breaks this to the downside, comes back to retest it, and then we take our trades all the way to the downside. So this is one way of trading it as well. On the other hand, this could just bounce from there, break this area here to the upside, come back to retest it, and then continue its move to the top. So again, we just need to be patient because these are the two things that would happen. Again, but looking at fundamentals, looking at price actions generally, looking at what the dollar index is doing, price seems to be more bullish at the moment. So even though we are facing a bit of resistance here, I am expecting that this resistance level will be broken to the upside, and then this bullish run will continue. But I wouldn't, even though at the back of my mind I'm expecting that to happen, I wouldn't rush into doing that until the price gives me the signals that I'm looking for. And until that happens before I take my buy trade. If that doesn't happen, then I'll wait for maybe a few days, because price may end up retracing back down to this level here, giving us maybe another buy signal from there to the top before finally breaking this area to the upside. Okay, so even though my long-term bias for gold is a buy, a sell can still happen, and that could just be a retracement, but I'll be looking out for any sort of buy signals, and that's where I will be taking all my trades for gold. So just to recap, we can see price is currently at resistance, and at this resistance level, price has formed a doji candle, so which is a form of indecision candle at this significant area. And two things usually can happen from there: either a continuation or a reversal. A continuation will mean price breaking through this resistance level and closing above it, and a reversal would mean a bearish reversal candlestick pattern forming in the next coming week, and that would give us a good direction in which price will be headed. Next, I'm going to talk about my analysis for Euro USD. And with Euro USD, start off with the weekly time frame again and work my way down to the 4-hour time frame. Now, on the weekly time frame, we can see that price has broken this resistance area here around the 1.04 area, and price continued to the upside. In this past week, you can see again, just like gold, the doji candle has been formed, to a bit of indecision there. But again, my bias is still strongly bullish for Euro USD. I'm expecting price to get all the way to the 1.08 area. And even though this doji candle has formed, I'm expecting that to just be a continuation doji candle, sort of. And if we go to the daily time frame, we can see that price has broken through resistance, came back to retest that area, and then heading to the top as well. So that's why I'm currently in this trade now, and then just expecting to see how price would react to this area ultimately. So I am still very much bullish on Euro USD. If we go to a smaller time frame, like the 4-hour time frame, we can see that there is another resistance area that has formed here. Okay, good. So in this case, what I would say is, if you're not in this Euro USD trade, I think you should wait, because price may come down here, back down to this area here, possibly even break it all the way down into this area, or even continue to the downside. But I would say wait and see how price reacts. If price gets down into this support level around the 1.045 area, you can wait to see if price give us a bullish signal from there back to the top. Or if price ends up breaking this resistance area here around the 1.058 area, then we can as well take our buy trades from there and then continue this buy move. But in the long term, my bias is bullish on Euro USD. All right, and again, this breakout may not happen anytime, so it may just range maybe for a bit before it finally breaks to the top and then continue the up move. But like I said, generally speaking, I am bullish on Euro USD. And again, looking at the dollar index, which I will show you later on in the video, that dollar index seems to be bearish at the moment, and that is why my bias for these pairs that are against the dollar would be bullish. Okay. And so this is what I'm expecting in the coming weeks as well, for price to keep pushing to the upside. Okay. Next, I'm going to talk about GBP USD. With GBP USD as well, price again is at a resistance area. So seems all these pairs, prices hit this resistance area, forming a doji candle, so sort of indecision, not sure where it wants to go at the moment. But like I said, upon the break of this trend, my bias is still bullish, and it just went to enter the bullish trade that we have to look out for. So, and my entry for the bullish trade would be on the break of resistance area, which in this case is the 1.23 area. And if we go to the daily time frame, this is giving us some sort of double top pattern that seems to be forming, something very similar to what we saw on the gold chart. And we can see price coming up here, bouncing up there, going back up to this level again, and you can see this weak rejecting to the downside. So there could be a double top pattern that would form with price coming back down a bit, or price could end up breaking resistance and continuing to the top. So we have to see how what happens when the market opens. So we need to be very vigilant there. Don't rush to take any trades for the time being. Okay, I just want to quickly show you the trade I took last week on GBP USD, and that was this trade here. And the reason why I took it basically was because of this inverse head and shoulder pattern that I saw forming. Okay, we can see the inverse head and shoulder pattern, and that was why I took this sell trade when the neck, this buy trade when the neck broke. And you can see I gave very good space for allowance for when price wicked towards the downside, because I knew something like that was going to happen following news. Okay, so what we're waiting for is to see if price will still continue all the way to the downside on the daily time daily time frame, to see if this double top pattern will be completed, or if price would end up breaking this level to the upside, which for me in the long run, that's what I am expecting. So if price does the next daily candle does form bearish and price seems to be going to the downside, I would say that may be a good opportunity to take a sell trade as well, because again, that would just be like a double top pattern. Okay, which is something that you can trade. But for me personally, because I am swing trading, I will be waiting for a daily candle to close above this 1.23 area. And if price does break above that 1.23 area, then I'll be looking to take my buy trades to the next significant resistance area. Okay, and I'll just go through the dollar index just to show you what I am looking at generally. When you look at the dollar as a whole, so you can see, unlike the other ones, there was a break of this trend line to the downside, and then price has been bearish since then. So basically, we currently, just like the other pairs, we're at a sort of support area here for a dollar index as well. And again, price has more or less been trending towards the downside, as you can see, gradually going downwards. And I am expecting this to continue for a bit, possibly down to the 101 area, just about here, before we start looking at any up move for dollar. So that's why for the other pairs, I am, even though price is at resistance for them, I am bearish, bullish for most of them. Okay. And then finally, we're going to talk about our trade for GBPJPY. And for GBPJPY, again, I said I wasn't going to rush to sell. That mostly my sell will come when there is a break of this sort of support level here, which again didn't. Price ended up bouncing off that area, going towards the upside. Okay, now for me, generally looking at this GBPJPY, for my last week's analysis video, I said that if price ends up bouncing off this support area, then I will be in favor of this move here, which I'll show you shortly. That is the inverse head and shoulder pattern here. That's this move. Okay, so I said once this support area here holds, then most likely this inverse head and shoulder pattern will end up forming and price breaks all the way up. So because of this, my bias for GBPJPY is now bullish, and that's what I'm expecting to happen. Again, when you look at the market in the long run, when you look at the daily or the weekly time frame, you can see that price more or less is bullish as well. You can see it's going in the uptrend. So that is my major trend as a swing trader, looking at the weekly time frame, and then going down to the daily time frame or the 4-hour time frame where I normally take my entry. We can see that there was a resistance area here tested multiple times, and then price has finally broken that area, and I'm expecting this to continue to the upside. So I will be looking for my buy trades for GBPJPY as well. So generally speaking, for all the pairs, I will be looking to enter a buy trade if price gives me the opportunity to. But if price keeps forming bearish signals, then I'll just hold on to that buy trade for now. But for GBPJPY, I am expecting price to continue to the upside, at least to the resistance area around the 169 level. I will be looking at around 150 pips on that move, and I hope that you'll be able to capitalize on that as well. So this has been my analysis for the 4 major pairs for gold, Euro USD, GBP USD, and GBP JPY. I hope you found this video very helpful. If you have, kindly leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe to the channel for more analysis videos. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great week ahead. Peace.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me pressing through. I can't forget the